do some editing because I haven't actually taken it apart in quite some time.
Yeah, no worries.
Actually, this hasn't came apart probably ever. Kind of odd. Well, let's take all this apart anyway. So this little guy screws off.
Okay, yeah, I never noticed that.
Yeah, there's I mean, it's a lot of little weird things. These.
But luckily, I had really good service records.
So these just pop straight out with the little pins.
Okay, cool.
Everything on your car is really stiff compared
Yeah.
to mine. I drive on a lot of back roads, so everything's
loosened up.
Yeah. So there's that second bolt
Okay.
that you need to be able to pop this whole lower piece apart. You have
Gotcha.
one bolt right there, one under here.
Okay.
So
Just hidden behind that.
yeah, and this is, but yours doesn't scratch.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
mine does is the problem.
Resistant.
This is kind of embarrassing because I can't get this to pop loose. There it goes.
There you go.
Jeez. There we go. There we go. Now we're talking. Okay, so you don't necessarily have to take this all the way out, but because all this just pops out.
Wow, yeah, that's really cool.
So now this one I do unplug, and when it does, turn around unplugging the power button or not, but it seems like almost every time I've taken this apart and put it back together, I'll get the warning triangle.
Oh, right.
But it goes away before I even go a mile.
Okay.
So, okay. So all that's apart. One little plug there for your power button.
Cool, cool.
This piece out.
Okay.
It actually helps to drop your glove box.
Gotcha.
Gosh.
Get a workout in.
Yeah. Ooh, man. Okay. MFD. Been playing in Home Depot lumberyard too much. There's actually more. There's also, I don't know if you really care, it's not the safest thing, but Coastal Tech makes something they call a lockpick, which you can use.
Right. But I mean,
HD, but
I assume maybe they use a different quality screen for the systems that didn't have the backup camera, but they're probably are they all the same, you think?
no, actually yours is better than the 2004, 2005. Oh. You good?
Yeah, we're good to go.
All right. So we'll get these other guys out. Yeah, it's really useful to have some type of a magnet or something to catch bolts.
Yeah.
And I'm, or just nice tools. I'm using my Harbor Freight special, ultra cheap. Okay. So you will lose the steering wheel controls,
Right.
which there is a device you can buy to keep those, but a lot of times it doesn't control everything. You get some basic controls, but I've never used them.
I'm so used to using that remote for my other car. It's like that's why I got the JVC, is because it had that remote. It's like, all right.
Yeah, I mean, I don't even bother with it.
Nah.
So now is this one gonna pop out, or is it still stuck? Can't remember if that one has one more down there, or do I need to pop the other out? I think might be one more. Let's get this bottom guy off, since those have to come off anyway. There's 2 screws holding the bottom tray in.
Okay.
It's kind of a good idea to always just pull out every screw you know you're going to have to take out.
Yeah.
Less likely to break something.
Yeah.
So.
And most of these Phillips and 10 millimeter. Is that the okay?
Yeah, I think and I think that's pretty much all you need.
Nice.
Which is nice. That and just some brute strength when
Yeah.
you have a stiffer car like yours. So I can't remember on this one. Pops out like that, I think. There we go.
Nice.
So tray comes out. You know, you'll slide everything in that way.
Yeah.
And
See the bolts?
there are some screws in that one. Hopefully they're the same size.
We'll keep our fingers crossed. I can
Go
hold
ahead
it back
and
here.
put that back there.
Yeah, no problem.
So you're good to go. That goes there. Okay, so you take that piece out. Now that's going to give you your 2 bottom bolts. That's going to allow you to take the whole assembly out.
Make sure I can see. Yep. All right.
So you got 2 bolts right there.
Gotcha. Perfect.
And in reality, you don't even need the 10 millimeter. You could just use a
Big old
decent sized
Phillips,
Phillips,
yeah.
and be fine with that as well. So. And the really great thing is they use the same ones, so you don't have to remember which ones went on the top, which
That's
ones went on
perfect.
the bottom. They're all the same.
This the big old and the smaller ones.
Yep. And now it's going to be hooked into the dash, much like the rest of your dash
Right.
pieces were, with the little snaps as well. So it should pull free.
Ah, nice.
Now you have it.
Perfect.
Unplug the antenna. And all your little associated harnesses. Even though they want to stick.
Yeah.
This is why I put the cloth down.
Yeah.
Gives me a little bit of leverage.
Something to work against.
Yep. There we go. Perfect. So
Nice.
now you have the radio, you have your bracketry. You're going to utilize this factory bracketry to put the new radio in, you know, with that ISO mount or
Right.
ISO. So
you think, I mean, like, it seems like this is almost kind of designed to be doing what we're doing, you know, like, I mean, do you think that's why they did it? To allow for aftermarket?
I highly doubt they did.
Yeah.
Normally this right here, instead of having a bucket, if you had the navigation system,
The nav's there. Okay.
you'd have the DVD stuff there.
Got it.
So
okay.
what's really interesting is I highly doubt that they looked into any kind of aftermarket stuff. Most manufacturers try to avoid that
Right.
because of liability reasons,
Yeah.
warranty, whatever. But for some reason, the Prius is awesome for putting in an aftermarket
Just
stereo. It is no joke. I mean,
I
the
saw like a
batteries in the back.
There's like
you
a
know.
bunch of different ways to put something in here, you know. I was like, you know, I could do like an iPod thing or whatever. And as soon as I saw yours, I was like, dude, that's it. That's like perfect.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, I got aftermarket amps and subs and all
Yeah.
that stuff. You have a hatchback, which is the best for subwoofers.
Yeah.
You have a tray underneath, you know, your back
There's
end
a lot of room back
with
there.
a ton of room, so you can put huge amps under there.
Yeah.
And the battery's already in the back, so now
Yeah.
you don't have to run wire through the car.
Perfect.
Yeah, I mean, it is seriously
That's funny.
awesome. The doors will accept a nice 7-inch mid or 6.5, but you know, I mean, you have
Yeah.
so many options.
Wow.
It's incredible. I'll show you later where I put my tweeters because they were too big to fit in the door, just because they were a crazy expensive set.
Oh, okay.
So I made custom pods that actually went right here
Oh, nice.
for imaging.
Nice.
So anyway,
That's
so you'll want to remove these brackets, or bolts, I should say. I don't know if you can see that at all.
Yeah,
but
no, it's
remove
perfect.
those brackets there.
And you're like right nice and centered on the camera too, so that's nice.
Great.
Those look they're a little more. Are those the ones you're thinking? Hopefully they'll fit.
Well, I thought they were, but
They look pretty aggressive compared
they're
to.
not the same.
No, they're not.
But I may be able to make it work,
Okay.
and I'm gonna show you how if
Yeah,
I get lucky. Because these are definitely not it. These are like plastic screws.
Yeah.
So we'll do something, and it's up to you. If you choose to let me, if it works,
Yeah.
and then you can always change it later
Yeah.
when you're feeling froggy and want to take your car apart again. So that basically loosened it up. What I usually do is loosen these up as well, and those are not the same size. Because that'll give you a little more flexibility with this when you go to slide the radio in.
Yeah.
So, oh my God, are you kidding me?
They put some metric shit in there or something.
Well, look at this one. I didn't even touch this one yet, and it's already stripped out.
Oh wow, yeah.
those two are fine. This one's already stripped. I wonder if somebody did something to this.
Huh.
So I'm not going to touch that again. I'm going to get a... And that's another reason I don't like to use Phillips.
Yeah, exactly.
But it is what it is. So we're going to use an 8mm to take these out because this one either was stripped from the factory or someone had already modified this. I hit this one and with one little simple turn it stripped.
Yeah.
So.
It's like, those must be just mushy metal, you know?
It's really mushy. Yeah. It's like almost molten.
Yeah.
I don't know
At least we have another method.
See it. I keep trying to put it up here so people can see what I'm doing, but... So I don't want to take them completely off.
Just to be able to
break them
stuff.
loose. Gives me a little bit of extra. Actually, I do want to take one off because I want to see if that'll work. Try to thread this into one of those holes.
Yeah, let me see.
That looks really close.
Dude, that's it.
Okay, so my idea is you have 4 on here. You really don't need 4. We could steal one from the diagonal side.
All right, go for it, man.
Cool.
As long as you think that's deep enough, that short length is deep enough.
What's that? Oh, this?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
it should be. The ones that come with it usually aren't that bad.
That's the one.
Okay, so there again, Toyota saved our butts by being a little nutty with having all their bolts. So, break this side loose. Okay, so this will pop out. Now you have your bucket.
Yeah.
Save it, because if you want to take your radio back out, you can put it back in there. Perfect. Nobody will be the wiser. You're good to go. So, because this scratch is pretty easy.
That's all good. When I got it, it was like, you know, it had been used.
So, you know, you have the new JVC radio. You want to pop these loose. We'll pop the trim plate off. That always goes on last. Depending on the radio, the trim plate might be too thick, and you may have to trim it. This one doesn't look too bad. The one on my Kenwood, the second Kenwood that I used, ended up being too big, and I had to trim it a little bit. Otherwise, the door doesn't close.
Yeah.
So I'm going to take the faceplate off just to protect it.
Yeah, no worries.
So we'll scratch it up.
I'll do it right here.
We'll use the supplied keys to pop this piece loose.
Okay.
So you can get to it. This is how you would normally mount a radio, is using this piece. And to pop it loose, you use these. Thieves love to keep a big supply of those, because then when they come in, they can just
throw them in and
pop it loose, and there goes your radio.
Huh.
So to steal your radio, because it's ISO mounted, they basically have to break the entire dash apart. So
nice.
I don't know if that's good or bad. I'd rather them take the radio than destroy the whole thing.
But that's the nice thing about about putting it here, is you just put that, thing up, and you.
That's why I called it stealth. I was like, I was being cheesy, but
no, but that's I love
pretty
that.
much was. So